Good afternoon, Shield Wall Nation. I'm just going to take a little walk around the building here. And this video is actually an idea by my son. He actually asked me, what is the likely apocalyptic situation or scenario that we can face? And that's what we're going to be actually talking about today. So please, before you start watching the rest of the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. So, my thoughts are, are the top 3? Well, maybe you do 5, who knows? End of the world as we know it, SHTF situation. So, my first one that comes to mind is a pandemic, what we're experiencing right now. And why do I have this one? Well, you saw how it was. Something that we can't even see by the naked eye has crippled our economy, threw people into fear. So that's why I think that one would be. And what we see, mass panic. We saw people buying up supplies, toilet paper and hand sanitizer, soaps of all kinds, dish soap, hand soap, laundry soap, all because of this little bug. Now, if we practiced hand hygiene in the beginning, it wouldn't be as bad. If the government didn't overreact, it wouldn't be as bad. But no, they overreacted. And they're continually overreacting on the situation. It's for our safety, but they could have done a better job. So, a pandemic. If you even see in the Spanish flu in the 20s during World War I, that was killing people within a few days. That was horrible. But of course now we do have the cure for that. So that's not going to be much of an issue. The second one I see that can be a SHTF or TEOTWAWKI, which is the end of the world as we know it, is civil unrest / a racial war. That is also going to be right around the corner. Who knows? It could be actually starting today with the Stone Mountain, where there's a few groups going up there protesting when they were challenged by NFAC. So they're going to do that. And one dummy from either side or both sides or whatever fires a few rounds, more rounds are fired, and literally we're going to have a race war, or at least a civil war or some sort of war. So that's no good. No good at all. So we can't have that. But that's another one that is possible. And in fact, that's one that's happened in the past, unfortunately. If you look up, I don't know what it's exactly called, but there was a war, a mini civil war after. So after the main civil war, there was the point where black people were getting their rights. And their rights were then taken away, so to speak, by groups of white people, especially with guns. There was a law where black people can own and carry guns. But if a white person goes and says, "Give me your gun," they legally have to. Well, they had enough of that where a huge group of them decided to just march down the road, and a group of white people go, "Give me your guns." And they go, "No." White people go, "Okay." Later on down the road, the black people were ambushed and killed. Then also the KKK was formed and started basically running amok in the South, killing black people. So much so that the federal army could not keep up with it, could not fight them. They were outgunned, outnumbered, couldn't do anything. That's when the militias were formed again to go and fight them. White militias with black members in them as well. Fighting across Alabama, Louisiana, chasing down and killing the KKK. So that's why I think there's a race war going to happen, because it's already happened. I just fear that's going to happen because we're both on the same side. It's just we don't see it. And I'm afraid the NFAC definitely doesn't see it, because they keep... I know some of their leaders saying, hey, Grandmaster Jay is just misspeaking. He doesn't believe all white people this, all white people that. But then you keep hearing him say it. So I want to trust his leadership or his chain of command, but I just don't trust him. And I don't trust his other members just because I get death threats from them. Racist people. Not like I'm afraid of you guys, but it is what it is. And also, another SHTF situation, I believe, will be a natural disaster. Hurricane, tornado, the big mega volcano that's under Yellowstone. I believe all this can happen. When? Now? Tomorrow? Months from now? That's Mother Nature. We can't predict her. As much as we try, we cannot predict her. Unfortunately. So, I mean, there's that. I believe that we underestimate Mother Nature completely. And another big SHTF situation, which we will be seeing, not if, we will, and in fact we are, is the lack or minimized law enforcement. Now, we see that right now, don't we? Don't we see that? We see that from what's happening in Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? Atlanta. We're seeing that all over our country right now. There's going to be rioting, more rioting, looting, more crime like how we saw in Chap/Chaz. It's going to happen. You're going to see crimes not climb, but skyrocket. Absolutely skyrocket. Where the criminals think they're free to do anything and everything they want. But at that time, how do we stop that? How do we reverse that situation? It's too late. It's going to take a lot to dig out of that hole. Many law enforcement that lost their job because it won't want to come back. Because they feel deceived, backstabbed by their government, by their people. Because there's plenty of good cops out there. We turned our back on them. We deceived them. And that's going to be a huge thing that we will be seeing within now till next few months, is larger and larger crime sprees happening. So be prepared. And essentially you can prepare for all of them. A lot of people ask, well, how do I prepare for this? How do I prepare for that? If you watch Doomsday Preppers, yeah, I said Doomsday Preppers, majority of their preps are the same. They might have one extreme that they're as they call it, the X factor. They might have one extreme, but guess what? It's all very much the same. And that I will touch on in another video, but I will let you guys go. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay strong, stay resilient, keep that shield wall up.